This is a Storm Team 10 severe weather alert.
Good evening once again from Storm Team 10. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued that includes many of the counties in the News 10 viewing area. But first, I want to give you an update on the tornado warning that continues for Davies and Knox counties until 10:30 Eastern time. This storm has moved out of Knox County, so the threat for rotation has left Knox County, crossing the White River. This is now moving over towards Montgomery. The rotation has weakened significantly with this, which is some good news, but still a very strong thunderstorm making its way across central Davies County at this time. So that brings me to the new severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for all these counties that I'm going to list until 11 o'clock Eastern time. So that's going to include the far southeastern clip of Vigo County, southern Clay County, Owen, Greene, Sullivan, Knox, Davies, Martin, and Monroe counties. Again, all until 11 o'clock as this line of thunderstorms races off to the east at about 55 miles per hour. So looking at that rotation, this would give us an indication of how strong it is. Earlier we saw a lot of tight, bright colors with this storm as it was down around Monroe City, but there's still some very strong wind with, within this thunderstorm just to the north of Washington and extending down to the southeast of the city, but it's spreading out a little bit and we're not seeing that tight rotation. So that's some good news. Again, this tornado warning is still in effect until 10:30, but at this time it does appear to be weaker. Even then, if you're in Montgomery, make sure you're in your safe spot as this thunderstorm approaches. Now, if you're farther to the east, if you're over in Lagodi, we're still going to keep a close eye on this thunderstorm because it's still going to be producing those very strong wind gusts as it heads your way. So here's a time of arrival along this whole line of storms as it continues to surge off to the east. Montgomery around 10:19, so moving in right now. Lagodi 10:28. Bloomfield, if you're there in Greene County, it's going to be a little after 10:30. Spencer around 10:48 and eventually over toward the Bloomington area right around the 11 o'clock hour. So if you've got this notification in Vigo County, this is not for Terre Haute. This is going to be for the far southeastern part of Vigo County, but southern Clay County is included. So if you're down around Clay City or Colmont, that's going to be in that area. Colmont, we got a lot of reports of downed trees earlier today, so getting another round of storms now. If you're in Linton, starting to see the strongest part of this line of storms right now, and then that extends down towards Edwardsport, moving down through Washington. So just by looking at this radar, typically where you see the cleanest edges on these storms is where you're going to see the strongest wind. You get up here to the north, this line of thunderstorms is pushing into other thunderstorms that developed out ahead of that. So that's going to weaken that overall, or it does a lot of times. But down here in Davies County, I think that's where we're going to end up seeing some of the strongest reports of wind with this thunderstorm as it comes through. And we did have a report from the Lawrence County Airport, or the Lawrenceville-Vincennes Airport, of a 59-mile-per-hour gust as that storm went across over into Knox County. So this storm does have a history of producing some very strong wind gusts. We've been getting several reports of damage as well. So for the latest on that, I'm going to send it over to Storm Team 10's Aaron Peters.
That's right, Everett. We have reported from the Knox County EMA that power lines have been down and also some trees have fell on some houses in that area. Now, as Everett mentioned, the storms are starting to move eastward, and with that, some of the watches throughout the Wabash Valley have ended. So we take Max 2 for you. Look at some of the active watches. All the severe weather watches in the Illinois portion of the Storm Team 10 viewing area have expired. Now, some portions of Indiana counties, Knox County, Davies County, and Martin County, Indiana, still have a tornado watch until 2 a.m. with a few severe thunderstorm watches as well. Hang in there in the Wabash Valley. And of course, Storm Team 10 will be here to keep track of those watches for you as you get throughout tonight. As for now, I'm going to toss things back to Everett.
Okay, thank you, Aaron. And we just got a new update. Can you get me the information on this new tornado warning for me, please, Aaron?
Yes.
We can zoom back in. This tornado warning is now going to be for the northern part of the county. We're going to try to see if I can get you a little more information with this line of thunderstorms as it comes through. I don't have my setting just right, so I'm going to step off the screen so I can zoom in on the closest part of that line of thunderstorms. Do you have that information, Aaron?
Yes, that will be until 10:45 Eastern time and is moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Currently, it's a radar indicated rotation.
Okay, and so that is going to be for the far northeastern clip of Knox County and also going to include the northern part of Davies County. So the previous tornado warning was going to be down toward Washington and Montgomery. This is now the northern part of Davies County in the Odin area. If you're in Newberry, this warning includes you. So this tornado warning for Knox, Davies, Greene, and Martin counties until 10:45 Eastern time, still for some radar indicated rotation. So that area of concern is going to be just to the east of Edwardsport, to the south of Sanborn, and then this is going to be quickly moving off to the east. So if you're in Linton, you're getting notified about this warning, but the threat for the rotation at this time is south of the city of Linton, and it's also just to the south of Bloomfield, but you are going to be close to this line of storms as it surges up to the northeast. It's still going to be capable of producing some very strong wind gusts, and then if you're around the Crane area, that part of Martin County is also going to be the part impacted by this new tornado warning that is in effect until 10:45 Eastern time. So I'm going to come back over here to the Weather Center so I can give you a scope and we can see what the National Weather Service is looking at when it comes to the velocity with this thunderstorm. So yes, I can see there where they are going to be concerned with that rotation. Again, where you see the brighter colors, that's going to indicate some strong wind gusts. So even if there is not a tornado, which at this time we don't have a confirmed report of one, there's still going to be some very strong wind out ahead on that main line of storm. So right here is going to be the area of concern. You can see that slightly darker color there. That's where we're seeing the rotation. So if you're in Odin, the time is now to seek shelter, lowest most interior room. Newberry as well. This is going to be moving off to the northeast, and that has prompted that severe the tornado warning until 10:45 Eastern time. Now again, even if you're not in that part of the area, we still have this large severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect from Clay County, basically just to the south of Interstate 70, all the way down to the southern part of the News 10 viewing area. That warning going to be in effect until 11 o'clock Central Time as this whole complex of thunderstorms makes its way off to the east at about 55 miles per hour. So a lot of the wind reports that we've been getting so far have been of tree damage, power lines down. We've also been getting some structure damage reports from some of these thunderstorms as well. So while this tornado warning down here in central Knox County is still in effect, that rotation has appeared to weaken just a little bit. That line of storms has now outraced that tornado warning polygon. So the main wind threat's now racing right into Lagodi. So if you're in Lagodi, that storm is moving into your area now, and it's going to be moving into Shoals shortly. So if you're in Shoals, seek shelter indoors because this thunderstorm is headed your way. At this time, no tornado warnings for the southern part of Martin County, but up around Crane, up around Odin, Newberry, that part of Greene County, that's where we still have that active tornado warning that was just issued until 10:45 Eastern time. So that's the latest information that we have now. If we get any new information, we'll be sure to pass that along to you. We'll continue to be here as these storms roll through, and we'll have another update for you in a few minutes.